Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
All right, good folks. This is not really a live stream per se. It's really more of a pre-recorded, but it's easier to do it as a live stream. So that is the way I am going to do it. So it's not going to be our normal welcomes and stuff like that. So I'm going to get right into business. Okay. Um, the Black Brain Trust, Blue No Matter Who, has been putting out these things called low information voters. And while that's fine, if you have something to say, something to prove, so they've been taking clips of ours, which are pretty much meaningless, okay, to what his argument is. But there's one that bothered me that I want to ask you to address, okay? It's the one about Kamala Harris and when I was talking about the donors. So we're going to play that one, speed it up just a tad. We're going to play this one where he took a clip from I think it was the Art New Styles panel maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I'm not quite sure when it was. But where we talked about Kamala Harris and her chances of winning. So we're going to play this and then we're going to get into um, my arguments, okay?
Yeah, I'm looking at this, man. So now, in other words, somebody has to explain why they spent almost $2 billion and didn't win, and this is all this is right now.
Do you think that these people were like, "Where's my money?" Why you paid everybody else?
No, in other words, no, it's my next job. It's not even about this job. It's about my next job. Okay,
What happened was,
yeah, no. In other words, all that money and all that you guys had, y'all didn't win, and you're part of a losing team. I have to explain that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So y'all could definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I have heard that apparently one of the donors is like extremely mad about this.
Not just one of them.
One of them.
All of them are mad. They're all mad. In fact, that's why it was Morgan said, even though he dropped out when Biden dropped out, he said that he said people like Kamala Harris will probably never run again because nobody.
And and the next two clips, the next two portions are going to play are coming from Morgan, because he's the one that said it, and he's a mega donor, and evidently he's part of the Morgan Stanley family. Okay, that knows all these freaking people. Okay,
Nobody's going to back them. So a lot of these people that part of her campaign, they need to work on the next campaign or something thereof. So the thing is, they got to explain how come they weren't part of a losing team.
And this might be somewhat of a dagger. It says Black Harris supporters are accusing the campaign leadership of mistreatment and outright racial discrimination in a damning new article outlining numerous allegations against the now defunct campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It says the New York Times published a story Sunday titled "How Alarmed Harris Staffers Went Rogue to Reach Black and Latino Voters." The story details a clandestine operation by some campaign staffers who ignored directive from the top and took matters into their own hands after feeling frustrated by campaigns' lack of sufficient effort to reach voters of color in Philadelphia.
Have you ever heard of a campaign, even a losing campaign, with this many people would tell all stories?
No, not at all.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. The thing is, and this is something that's basic in the universe, right? It's called action reaction, right? That's how the universe is created in the first place, right? Something makes an action and there's a reaction to it, and it's causes a cascade. These people are reacting to the loss. Okay, these people are reacting to a failed campaign. Okay, that's how come they're coming out, because this is going to affect their future job. This is what they do for a living. So everything else on their resume is going to be affected by this mess that was caused. Okay,
very rare, and that's how bad this actually is. Okay, it was a bad campaign. It was half-ass ran, but they poured a lot of money into it. They sold a lot of wolf tickets, and now they got to explain themselves. Mm-hmm. If they want to work again, would y'all hire any of these people?
Hell no.
Exactly. No. Exactly. That's what's going on right now. So now it's called CYA right now.
Yeah, cover your ass.
CYA. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're running one of these campaigns and you start squealing like that, normally nobody's gonna hire you again because you can't keep your mouth shut.
Yes, I mean, is her career like completely done in politics?
In politics, I don't think she has. Well, I never saw she had a shot for president anyway, but she doesn't have a shot for president anymore. Maybe somewhere down the line in some of the capacity, maybe. But I would say, as far as the double level politics, I say she's done.
Yeah, they making sure they stay that way too. Because I keep seeing these articles, I'm like, man, ain't no coming back from this stuff, man.
the amount of money behind her and the pressure put behind her and the campaign stuff that was put behind her, she's done. I think she's done. You can never say never.
Mm-hmm. Well,
everybody, the word is that she's done.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised about the whole
in
governor.
2028 and 2025.
On what money? Okay. On what money?
That's a good question.
It's one thing if you run a campaign, okay?
Mhm.
It's one thing if you lose a campaign. It's another thing if you raise 3 times or 3 or 4 times the amount of money that the other guy ran, you had all the press behind you, and then you lost, and then people were wondering, how did you mismanage the money? The one thing you don't mismanage is campaign money. And a lot of people don't complain about it, even if you keep some of it, right? Sometimes, you might keep $50 million of campaign money. Nobody says anything. The thing is, why is everybody squawking and complaining right now?
Yeah.
I mean, we just, this probably just tipped the iceberg, but it's good for us because we find out what's going on in the background. So a lot of the I'm gonna say it, not a blue, no matter who, they ain't got nothing to say because they're telling on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, all we were saying in this one, they're telling on themselves, right? And these are a lot of this stuff is coming out of the insiders' mouths, okay? Insiders' mouths. Okay, the first clip I'm gonna play from Morgan because there was 2, and this is this one comes from this one is Cuomo. Greg, remember Cuomo. His father was a governor, right? His brother was a governor. Okay, this guy is a political insider from the time he was a little kid in Democratic politics. Him and Morgan are good friends, okay, because they're donors. They know each other, and these are coming out of their mouths, okay. And even then, with 75%, this article, 79% of Democrats support Harris, which was bullshit, okay? Which was bullshit at the time.
Morgan working the phones and writing checks that you're not going to get now.
Andy Beshear, big time. Shapiro from Pennsylvania, Whitmer from Michigan, Kelly from Arizona, North Carolina. I mean, a whole bunch of combinations of those people. And then I would have, if it's as dire as it seems, and if you really want to win, you go to Michelle Obama and you say, listen, democracy is on the table.
Everything that I fucking said a year ago, this motherfucker is saying right now, okay? He's a fucking insider. He's a fucking super donor. Everything that I said, he's saying. If it's that dire, you go to Michelle Obama, you throw a check at her. That's why it's not about race and sex. He's saying, this is a white ass dude, a rich white dude saying the exact same shit I said. Who's low IQ? Who's the low information? This dude is saying this 4 months ago. He's saying the same shit I said. Stupid motherfuckers, man. God damn. When I came to this space, and I give people a lot of grace, right? Because I believe that I can learn from anybody. And I know, because I've been in this stuff a long time, I cannot know everything. And what you say might have some credence. I need to give you a chance and give you room to actually espouse your ideas, espouse your point of view. But it has to make sense. And at the end of the day, it's all going to come out in the motherfucking wash, right? It's all going to come out in the motherfucking wash. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who had it right? Who didn't have it right? And I told them, okay, I told them when this shit first started, if I am wrong, and either Biden or Kamala Harris gets elected, I will come on every one of their platforms and bend the knee, and take my heat, okay? And take my heat. These cowardly motherfuckers won't do the same shit. Continuing.
You can save it. Did they ever try that? It's a clean slate. She would win in a landslide.
You think I said the same goddamn thing. I said that 2 years ago. Throw her a check. You spend $1 billion, throw her half of it. Hey, look. Here's $1 billion from a campaign, and there's $500 million for you. but we need you to be president. Throw her a check, okay?
I think that's why President
But
Obama hasn't endorsed.
I don't know. I hear he's going to come out pretty strong, but I don't know where he is right now. Look, he's the best ever. He came to my house. I raised millions for him. I mean, I wish he could be president for life.
What does race has to do with that? Okay, this is what he speaks for the Democratic donors. Okay, believe it or not, he speaks for Democratic donors. And guess Carville said James Carville said the exact same thing that he's saying. It's not fucking rocket science. That's why I don't have any respect for these cats in this space anymore. Okay, that's like I'm losing patience by listening to this shit. Motherfucker, you're wrong. It's two-footed wrong. Not only with the results, but also the people coming out afterwards. Okay, and he said this in September. And if I know it, they have to know it. If they're supposed to be high information analysts or experts, they have to know everything I'm saying. And this is not on something that's alternative, like some of the places where I frequent at. That's alternative, like RT and a few other places, right? This is News Nation by Chris Cuomo. And if I heard about it, they should have heard about it.
He's the best there ever was, the smartest guy in the room. But I don't know why he hasn't, but when I start thinking of what could have been, and listen, Chris, I don't need a lot of time. I own racehorses. I don't need a lot of time to go pick out Secretariat and justify an American Pharaoh. I can do that like now. Mark Kelly, Gretchen Whitmer, Josh Shapiro, Andy Bashir. I don't need a lot of time.
All those names were thrown in the hat, including Gavin Newsom, right? And now they're all pissed. Okay, everybody agreed to sit back and let Biden get a second term if he was unopposed, right? Because whatever they needed to finish, they needed to finish. That's neither here nor there. Okay, Biden and the Democrats and the neocons had an agenda to finish. They were going to allow him to finish that shit, right? Okay. But when he couldn't do it, Obama made his ass step down. Okay, because it's not about you, and it's not about your plight, because you're not going to beat this guy. And probably at this late stage of the game, nobody's going to beat this guy. But we need to think about the 4 years from now. That's what Obama was saying.
I need about 3 minutes to come up with what I believe would be a more potent campaign. What people have forgotten is how she was received when she ran for president.
People have not forgotten. We said that, okay? But no, things have changed. She's a better candidate.
And she was received very poorly. Now, this gushing of money is understandable. And by the way, let me tell you what this is really about. This is not about the White House. This is about the House. This is about, and guess who controls the House? The person I admire the most in America, Nancy Pelosi. She's the one that wants to save the House, because Trump's going to win, the Senate's going to be lost, and the only check is going to be the House.
Exactly. That's what Obama was saying. That's what Obama was saying. We have to protect the down ballot seats. That was his whole thing. Okay. He said we're not going to win this. Okay. Outside of Michelle running, we're not going to win this, and especially not with this candidate. And if you run this candidate, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're going to lose the Senate, the White House, the Senate, and the House, which they did. Obama. That's why I put it. Barry was right. Okay. Barry was right. And I can understand that you're being a Democrat. I can understand that you're not liking Trump. But the thing is, sometimes if you're going to be an expert or an analyst, you got to look at reality. Okay. This is not a football team. Okay. This is not the NFL. This is not NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. That's entertainment. Okay. The world is not going to change if the Kansas City Chiefs lose the Super Bowl. Okay, the world's not going to change depending on who wins the NBA Finals. The world's not going to change depending on who wins the World Series. Even though my Dodgers won the World Series, that's neither here nor there. The world's not going to change. But this changes the world, okay? Set up Coline dudes. He's got billboards all over Philly. Yep. Very wealthy.
Everybody was melting down in the House. This is not about the White House. This is about the House, in my opinion.
Will you raise money for that?
Listen, I got some nuns in Apopka, Florida. Anytime they ask me for money, I give it. I got a priest named John Blewett in Florida. Anytime he asks me for money, I give it. Anytime Nancy Pelosi asks me for money, I give it. She took my children to meet the Dalai Lama at his house in India. Whatever she wants, I will do. Anything she wants, I will do. I wish she was president. She's the best, and she's the smartest, and she's the one that really quietly orchestrated this. You know why? And nobody's talking about this, Chris, because the House was gone too. And to Nancy Pelosi, the House is sacrosanct. It is her temple. It is her church. It is her. And she was not going to let the election hurt the House. And guess what? You talk about all the money raised. It wasn't all raised. It was Act Blue. It went to everybody. It's senators. And listen, do you think Tester's going to win? No. You think Sherrod Brown's going to win? No. Have I given money to both of them? Yeah. I've given money to Casey. Is he going to win? Probably. Joe Manchin's gone. The Senate's gone, in my opinion. My thought on this is Nancy Pelosi knew. And by the way, do you think Nancy Pelosi's a fan of the nominee for real?
I don't know.
You're in politics.
Yes, I am.
You know. And you know.
Yeah, but he's not going to say. Look and blink in his eyes.
I
But
also
we
know Nancy
can't-
Pelosi isn't
you
exactly
know.
subtle when she doesn't like somebody. That's for sure. But we're going to see. We're going to see soon. She wants to win. That's for sure.
She's Little Bo Peep with razor blades. You don't want to cross Nancy Pelosi. And we saw how tough she was on this. When I saw Adam Schiff, I wrote her. I said, that's the canary in the coal mine. And then you see Zoe, whatever, Lofgren. I mean, it's Nancy. But she did what she thought she had to do. She was right.
Well, we'll see how
And
it
I told
plays
her,
out.
There's a poster.
We got to see how it plays
Everybody
out.
wants
John.
to be a lion until
Everybody
we gotta
wants to
see
be
how
a
it
lion
plays
until
out.
what?
But until it's time to do lion shit with blood on your face.
Everybody wants to do a lion until you need to do lion shit. I'm gonna make a clip on that one. That's funny as hell.
So Nancy Pelosi did lion shit these last 2 weeks.
John Morgan. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com.
Okay, that was in September. Okay, he's a mega donor. He's an insider. So is Cuomo. Now, that never got factored into it, but we didn't know what we were talking about. And these are not insider Republicans. These were insider Democrats. Okay, Cuomo was laughing because he knew exactly what he was talking about, right? Exactly. So Morgan is speaking for the donors. Okay, Morgan's speaking for the donors. Now the next one I'm gonna play is another one from Morgan. Okay. That I'm going to play is from Morgan too, right? This is why I said that she doesn't. In my opinion, she's out of politics. She has no chance in politics anymore after this. Okay. Okay, and this is how did Dems blow $1.5 billion in 4 months? Okay. All right.
These other things we're learning. Giving Oprah $1 million for the production company, 6 figures to build a podcast set for somebody. Where was that offer for the Chris Cuomo project, by the way? Now we're hearing the party can't pay people who work
Well, they are, but she still got teeth.
for them, that they didn't get paid for weeks. We had a truth teller on this show, Lindy Lee, member of the DNC Finance Committee. Listen to her.
We are going to keep losing if we don't have a financial accountability and some sort of very serious accounting of how exactly we spent $1 billion. Millions were spent on celebrities, ice cream, private jets. 2.5 million was spent on Oprah. A lot of senior staff were summarily fired or told that they wouldn't be receiving any pay last week. And now we see basically massive layoffs.
Never heard anything like it. Joining me now is a man I trust.
What did he just say? Never heard anything like it. Okay. And these are very, very senior, seasoned Democratic political pundits and political actors that are insiders, right? He said he'd never seen anything like it. This is what they call a campaign clusterfuck, okay? Which I knew that was going on. I knew these people didn't have not one idea what the fuck they were doing, okay, when they were running.
And give to you as a gift. John Morgan, mega donor, the pioneer of legal representation in this country. Just look up his law firm. The name is Morgan, and he has raised a lot of money for Democrats. Happy Thanksgiving, big brother. Thank you very much for coming on this show and helping my audience.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
So, John, I never heard anything like this before. Do you think somebody stole the money?
Well, maybe legally. I mean, look, to me, you remember the movie Mad Max when everybody was just doing whatever they wanted into the world? That's what happened here. All of a sudden, everybody's got the keys to the candy store. Ad buyers, talent, consultants. There's 100 days to do it. And the money started pouring in. Remember this, Chris. It wasn't pouring in for Harris. It was pouring in against Trump. Everybody that was voting and supporting Harris was really voting against Trump. And everybody who was voting for Trump was voting for Trump.
Yeah, we said the same shit, man, back in June, okay?
So she had all this money coming in. She had all these consultants. And if you don't run the ads, you don't get paid for the buy. They were running ads in Florida, where I live, nonstop. And I'm like, why? I mean, are they running them in Alabama and Idaho too? And I'll tell you why. If you don't run the ads, the buyer doesn't get paid. A $900,000 to put her face on the Sphere in Las Vegas. In the Sphere, the ego, the crazy, the commissions. I was at the White House for a dinner Friday night, talking to a lot of people. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of names about who got paid this, who got paid that. And a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump.
Say it again, white boy. Say it again.
This disqualifies her forever.
Oh,
forever.
That's what I was trying to say. Okay, let me rewind that for the Negroes in the back. Okay, for the new, because I know you're gonna be watching for Blue, no matter who. For the Negroes in the back, this is why I said forever. Okay, rewind that.
It's about who got paid this, who got paid that, and a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump. And I think this disqualifies her forever.
Forever.
If you can't run a
say it again, white boy.
Campaign, you can't run America.
Oh,
and that would be the argument just day one.
Oh,
so it was terrible. I think she did a good job in the debate. I think she did as good a job as she could hope for in a short period of time. I told everybody she should not have been the nominee.
Oh.
She was not going to win.
Oh,
and she didn't win, and she lost badly. So,
say it again, white boy.
She's got to go figure out her life. She's in Hawaii. Tim Walz was at the dinner. She was in Hawaii. So
Tim Walz was at the dinner. She was in Hawaii. Okay, drinking. I just wondered if she flying Shannon Sharp for the Michelle treatment. Okay.
She's having a call with donors this week. They tell me about her political future. I don't think.
Yep. Forever, ever. Yep.
She has a political future. So that's my thought on her.
How bad is this for the party going forward?
It's terrible because when you don't trust, it's like Andrew Gillum down here in Florida. He lost by just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the money was, to DeSantis, just a little bit. But the money was so squandered and kept and he was going to take all that money he kept and rebuild the party. The Republicans got 1 million more voters now. What happened in Florida with Gillum is the same thing is going to follow Harris for the
appreciate you, Otis.
The rest of her career. She cannot be trusted with the money.
And
the party,
she cannot be trusted with the money. Okay, she, as far as running for president, she's dead. Okay, in my opinion, DEAD, dead. This is from the donors. Like he just said, he was at a dinner in the White House. She was in freaking Hawaii. All the donors were there because she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to have to answer these doggone questions about where the money went. I don't blame her. I'd have been someplace else too.
And the donors are going to be like, where is this money going?
Yep.
The week of the election, a former ambassador called me and said, I'm having a fundraiser, this like 2 days before the election. I said, how can you spend the money? Well, we need it for GOTV. I said, no. I stopped giving once Biden was out. As you know, Chris, I said, that's it. I'm a Biden guy. I wasn't Harris.
How do you think Biden feels about the result?
I think he did not want to go. He did not go gently. I said this early on. He did not want to go gently. He nominated her basically. Obama did not want her.
Oh,
Obama did not.
oh, this is insider, okay? Done, done, done. Yes, sir. Obama did not want her. I said that from the very beginning, okay, that Obama did not want her. AOC basically almost said the same thing. She didn't name any names, okay? Maxine Waters and that said the same thing about Obama and Nancy Pelosi. They didn't want her. Most of the Democrats in the party did not want her. The donors, since they didn't want Trump, and the Clintons convinced them that she was the only way they were actually going to beat Trump at this late stage of the game, right? And the Clintons convinced them, the donors, to put all this money and all this propaganda behind her. We said this. We said that stuff back in freaking June. We said that if Donald Trump, at the day Donald Trump, I think it was June 11th or something like that. I think June 11th, July 11th, whatever day Donald Trump beat that last charge, I said it's over. We said it was over right then because Biden was not going to beat him. Okay, and basically the nail in the coffin was the debate. I said it's over. I said and I said it right then. And he said the same thing in the last video. The only chance they had is to throw Michelle Obama a huge check to run. That was the only chance because Michelle Obama had enough credibility, enough name power, enough star power to actually beat Trump. Okay, but basically, Michelle Obama would not have carried through the agenda that the Clintons and Soros and basically those kind of, and Biden wanted, right? That's how come Michelle Obama was a no-go. She wouldn't have gone for that shit, okay? He's a Biden guy. Yep. He's a Biden guy. He's telling you.
Endorse her for 5 days. Pelosi did not want her. Pelosi told her California delegation there'll be a conference, there'll be a caucus, there'll be a convention. We basically ran on this deal where democracy, and then we didn't have democracy in picking our nominee.
But why did Biden pick her?
I think it was to say F you to Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and every representative that was pushing him out. And if he hadn't gotten out that Sunday, it was going to be an avalanche the next week. Look, Adam Schiff had already spoken. Zoe Lofgren had already spoken. It was just a matter of Monday. And I think he was pissed.
Yeah, he was pissed. Okay. Southern Purchase says Morgan's sons hunt down here in Bama. I've hunted them. Okay, hunted with them. We've been hearing this down here. BGS, you are way more knowledgeable than these people. BGS 2028. What I'm saying is, in a game of chess, right? Okay, if at the beginning of the game, there's I don't know how many different possibilities, right? Okay, well, when the game gets narrow, okay, down toward what we call the end game, right? There's only so many pieces on the board, and every move is a gateway or a path to a different end game, right? So basically, when all these pieces got moved in this narrowed game, you could tell what's going to happen or the results are going to be. That's like a chess master can say it's going to be checkmate in 20 moves, because all the possibilities that were open are gone. Okay, and the only possible way is checkmate in 20 moves. Okay. It's not that hard.
So Obama supposedly was very strong for Harris as his running mate, but did not want her to get this nomination.
Well, the guy who was starting for a running mate was Klain. I was very much against it with Chris Dodd. Chris Dodd wanted Karen Bass. I wanted Val Demings. Biden said, "I'm going to pick a black female." So that was the box to pick from.
In other words, basically, most of them did not want Kamala Harris as VP. Somebody else said that too, okay? Which when she was picked as VP, I was shocked. I said she wasn't even on my list. So when she got to be picked as VP, out of all those people that he could have picked from, because I'm hearing that Biden actually wanted Susan Rice to be VP. That's what I heard. A fellow neocon. Kamala Harris was not even in the on the list until Soros and Clinton put her on the list and basically made him take her as heir apparent.
And Val Demings was my choice. She's from here. Dodd and here's why I said she was no good. She didn't win it. She was terrible in the primary.
Yes.
She got 8%.
She didn't even make it to Iowa.
She got 8% of count. She was terrible. We already saw what she looked like on the national stage. Look, she's got to be talented to have done what she did in California.
Yeah.
I'll give her that. But she was not ready for prime time. And then they rolled her out in prime time and she got destroyed. And then here's what I believe. I believe she picked, look, Walz is a nice guy. He's a, but I believe she should have picked Shapiro, but I don't believe she did because some people are intimidated by strong number twos. Shapiro would have been a strong number two. The reason companies go bad, A's hire B's, then B's hire C's. Why do they hire B's? So they don't threaten them. So she picks Walz, and he loses his own district in Minnesota. The whole campaign was terrible. It was run poorly. I don't know if anyone could have won at that point in time, quite frankly, but I would like the idea of Gretchen Whitmer and Shapiro as a ticket just to see what would happen in that blue wall.
John Morgan, I love you. Thank you for the inside scoop. I'm thankful for you in my life. It's great to have you as a new friend. I'll be talking to you soon.
Well, the thing is, man, some things can be argued when they're not obvious, okay? Some things can be argued when they're not obvious, but this shit was obvious, man. This shit was fucking obvious. I don't know what they're on or what they're trying to prove because really they haven't proved anything because they don't want to put they're afraid to put their nuts on the table, right? They put their dick on the table, right? Because they have no clue about what the fuck they're talking about. And it's been proven they have no clue about what they're talking about. This was a layup. This wasn't a half-court three-point shot, okay, to beat the buzzer, okay? This was a freaking layup. This was easy to call. And you couldn't call this with all the information that was out there? You couldn't call this. And Kamala Harris is definitely going to win, and Trump is a nobody, and yada, yada, yada. Everything that I said about what they needed to do, for the Democrats needed to do to actually do this, could have been done, right? Okay? At this late stage of the game, it was too late, and you put a terrible candidate out there to actually save your bacon. Say you need a hero, man, at the end of the game. You don't need a bench warmer. Okay? Kamala Harris is a bench warmer. Okay? She's the number 10 guy on the bench. Okay? The number 10 guy on the bench is not going to bring you back from a 15-point deficit in the fourth quarter. It's not going to happen. Okay? You need a superstar. And, like I said, I'm not going to be here much longer, but I just want to get that out, man, okay? I want to get that out. The thing is, I have actually shown this with Morgan, okay? With Morgan. I show two clips of his with Morgan. Morgan said this from the very beginning. Everything that Morgan said came to pass, okay? Everything that Morgan said showed up with the campaign workers, with the Democratic insiders, with all these other people. Clinton said this is almost the exact same thing. It was very difficult for somebody to actually win this. It was. There's a whole bunch of other Democrats saying she was a poor candidate. They couldn't say anything then because they were sworn to secrecy. Okay. When Obama first said it, when the rumors first came out about Obama and opening up the convention, he said it wasn't about the presidency; it's about the down ballot seats and protecting the Senate and the House, and putting the money instead of putting the money to the president, where it went to Kamala Harris. That money should have went to freaking the Congress. Because it was close enough to where they could have retained some seats in the Congress. Or it could have flipped some seats in Congress, but they did flip a few. But they got wiped out. And instead of living with the results that you're fucking wrong, okay, you persist with this bullshit. Which is starting to get on my freaking nerves. Motherfucker, you're wrong. You're two-footed wrong, and every time you open your freaking mouth, I can pull out somebody from the inside that can refute everything that you just said. Everything that you just said. Now I'm acting more like freaking cowboy fans, more realistic than you guys. Say crooked Joe Biden, wicked left with multiple last over. Everyone probably voted for Trump too. He might have. Well, you know what? Shout out to Joe and shout out to neocons. They actually flipped. They actually flipped a piece on the board, which is Turkey, and they blew up Syria, which is something they couldn't do before. Okay, they pushed the Russians out, they pushed the Iranians out, and now it's open game on Syria. So kudos to them, man, because I didn't think that was a piece that could have been flipped, but they flipped the piece. Okay, that's an L. Nobody saw this shit coming. They got the upper hand. I don't know how the fuck they did it or what they had to say to actually get him to flip that piece, but they did it. So you have to give them credit for that. Is it just me or does this read like family drama? Old money Clintons versus new money Obamas and propping up the golden child Harris. No, okay. This is basically the neoliberals, what's left of the neoliberals versus the neocons. I had no idea that Joe Biden was a neocon, okay? The neocon agenda, along with the European neocons, to maintain control of the planet. That's why he's there, okay? Joe Biden needed to stay there so that Blinken and Sullivan and a few others could stay in and keep the agenda that they were fighting for going. Because without him, all this stuff goes to pot, right? Okay, because Trump is not for this. Ukraine war is over once Trump gets in. Oh, it's already been rumored that Trump can't stand Zelensky, can't stand his ass. So that stuff is over. And all the other little pieces that are there that has been held together by the Clinton wing and Joe Biden and Sullivan and Blinken and all these other kind of people that are running this agenda, it's gone once they go out. That's why he needed to stay. That's how come he didn't want to step down and trust Joe with the last few months of this agenda, because they needed him in there to make that decision. Everybody says Blinken's running wise. Blinken been working for Joe Biden since he got out of school. Blinken is not going to make a move without Joe Biden's okay. Neither was Sullivan. They will follow his orders to the death, okay? And that's why he had to be there. So it's not about old money or new money, something like that. It's basically old-fashioned neoliberals versus the neocons. That's like when the Republicans, neocons, try to step in and help out. That should have been a key, okay? That should have been key when the Republican neocons stand in and started campaigning with it. That should have told you it's not about party. It's not about party. And basically, say what you want to about Trump. He kicked most of the neocons out of the White House, okay, because he couldn't trust them. That's how come most of them are actually against him. So it's more about an outlook than it is about party. I didn't know the European Union were in the tank. Neocons so easy. Germany probably yeah, they did, because they're neocons too. They have been exposed for what they've been, what always been about their white benefactors cosplaying blackness while working to keep it in power of blacks. Everyday black folks recognize it now. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, man. I have no idea what you just said. The black folks voting for global white supremacy, acting like they don't know, man. They don't know. They haven't. I mean, yeah. If I didn't tell you what was going on, you guys wouldn't know. Tell me that you knew this before I told you. And if I'm telling you and you guys have been attached to me, I can guarantee you 90% of black folks have no clue about this. Okay, 90% of white folks have no clue about this. How are they gonna know? You should have. If not rigged, the thing is not rigged. They tried to rig it, or they couldn't rig it. And if that's one thing Clinton came out and said in his latest speech. I think it was on The View. He said the same thing. He said they couldn't rig this one. More like a high class Yale grad bringing home pretty trailer park trash. Mama says, hell no. I have no idea why Hillary Clinton took a shine to Kamala Harris. Whatever reason she took a shine to Kamala Harris, I don't have a clue why. Okay, and nobody does. Okay, everybody I've heard, nobody can figure out why her. Out of all the people you could have picked, why her? There's nothing about her that I know of um, that's valuable for her to be picked in that spot. No clue. Hopefully so. Okay. Now, 90% of black folks have no clue about this shit. Democrats use black people for voter suppression and get illegals. Not really. Not really. The thing is, most people, okay, I'm not saying all, most people do not like Trump. Okay. They'll tolerate some people. There's a group that do like him, that love him. There's a group that don't care for him. But the thing is, if he's better than what's offered, they'll take him. And there's a group of people that actually absolutely despise him, including black people. And that's what they were banking on. They were thinking that the majority of people despise Trump, which is true. But the thing is, they can also count money and count their pocketbooks and know that the guy that's in office is not good for them. And that's what happened. I think it's more neoliberal versus neoconservative, because there's no way that that Obama is what's called a standard lefty liberal. He's not. He's a neoliberal. Okay, Obama's done some off-brand shit too. I have my issues with Barry Obama. Let's put it that way. But the thing is, he's talented. He's much more talented than these people. Okay. Which is why Hillary thought she had a better chance, because she was going up against what she thought was a less talented person. There's no way she was going to beat on Obama or somebody of that ilk. That's why I don't think they have anybody for J.D. Vance in 2028, personally, unless something really goes awry with the Trump administration. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Can't criticize the Republican Party, then say Trump is wrong for remaking the party. Trump has subverted traditional Republican orthodoxy because Trump is not a conservative. Trump is a liberal. Trump is a neoliberal. Okay, a different kind, but Trump is a throwback. He's a throwback to the old neoliberals. You probably have to get a Trump. You probably have to go back to the South. Okay, to the Confederate South. Okay, that's the origin of neoliberalism, free trade and some kind of protectionism a little bit. But the thing is, Trump is a throwback to that ilk. That's why I call him a populist. He's really outside the dynamic between the two wings. That's why most Republicans can't stand Trump. Most Republicans cannot stand Trump. But the thing is, he's the path to power, so they're having a choice. At least Republicans know what's best for them, and they'll get behind them and say we can work with this guy because that's their only hope. Maybe don't get your stream derailed like our stream yesterday and Tuesday. That's all I'll ask. Ron DeSantis will beat JD. I doubt it. I got one word for you that I make too, Slick Rick. It's called bullshit. Ron DeSantis couldn't beat Nikki Haley. DeSantis couldn't beat Nikki Haley. How is he going to beat J.D. Vance? Remember, DeSantis ran in the primary. He couldn't beat Nikki Haley. Her Trump identifies with former President Andrew Jackson. Yeah, yeah, Pop. Yeah, he's closer to that. Anyhow, let me get out of here. AB, he's talking about Andre coming on derailing the platform, or derailing the conversation. That's what he's talking about. No, he won't. JD didn't run. Slick Rick, like I say, bullshit. Bullshit, son. Everybody's scared of JD Vance. Bullshit. A Vance Gabbard ticket. Tulsi Gabbard, possible? Yeah, we'll see. As always, we'll see. But I'm telling you right here and now, okay? Bullshit. Okay? DeSantis is good in Florida. DeSantis went up against the Republican. He wasn't even as popular as Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on, man. Ramaswamy ran circles around DeSantis. DeSantis is good in his local market. In a national market, DeSantis is going to get eaten up. Manosphere sold out the country. Anacetus, you're some of the people that I'm shaking my head at, man. There's no hope for you guys, okay? Ain't no hope for you. So basically, I'm tired of arguing with. There's no sense in arguing with people with you, Anacetus. I don't even want to do it. It's because there's no hope. You just saw this shit play out in real time, and you still on this crap. Come on, man. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Let's see. Anik is trolling for sure. Who is Anik? Oh, Anacetus? Oh. Anacetus is Anacetus got the belt out and got his ass whipped multiple times, man. Anacetus is here in the comment section. Anacetus got embarrassed more than a few times. Okay? More than a few times. So anybody listen to Anacetus, man, all I can say is God, I'll pray for you. God help you. Okay? If you listen to the Black Brain Trust, all I gotta say is God help you. God be with you, because you don't need it. If y'all follow these people, if you guys follow these people, then God help you. Okay? God help you. Even when it's simple, it's hard for them. God help you. I mean, Royal, how long have I been fucking telling you that? But I'm an idiot. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been telling you this shit for like 6 or 7 years. That's what pisses me off. I've been saying this shit for 6 or 7 years. It ain't new. And now, what the thing is, comes out of a white man's mouth, all of a sudden now it's validated. Dr. Claude Anderson said the exact same shit. It don't mean nothing to you Negroes till it comes out of a white man's mouth. That's what I'm getting upset about. I've been saying this shit for 6 or 7 years. The same shit. Oh, BGS, you don't know what you're talking about. You low information. That ain't true. And when the shit hits the fan, and then all this shit, all the ducks come home to roost, all the black swans land in the pond. Where the black swans came from? Motherfucker, I told you that 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Told you the sources, where to look, who to look for. I actually showed you the plans and all the shit, the plans that they go by. All of it. All of it. 6 years ago. Man, I've been doing this shit since 1995, okay? I've been following the same shit bit by bit since fucking 1995. All the shit that you just hearing about, I knew that shit 20 years ago. I came to YouTube because I wanted to break from this bullshit, from the politics. I wanted to break from it. I was tired of it. I had done that from 2002 to 2014. I was tired of that shit. That's why I came to YouTube, to actually talk about something else. You guys are cutting your teeth on shit I've done already. This is not new to me. I know where to look. I know the players. I know who to ask. I know where to look for the information. Okay, and they're following the same goddamn steps they've been following for the past 30 years. You had a low key shadow war between China and the United States for the last fucking 30 years. 35 really. Tiananmen Square was the first color revolution in 1989, caused by the U.S. That was the first one. Right after the Soviet Union fell, they went after fucking China, okay? So you have a 30 years fucking shadow war. And people are just now catching up to this shit. But I told you this shit fucking 30 years ago. James the Aesthetic, Super Stick, appreciate you. So this is why I have this channel, so I can fucking go off, because I can't do this on my normal channel. I hate dumbasses that don't know that they're dumbasses. Okay, it pisses me fuck off. And when the proof comes on, oh yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't hear that shit. I have no idea, man. I don't even hear it, man. I don't want to hear it, right? I want to hear that shit, okay? I want to hear that shit. I don't know what your position was in 2016. Could care less, okay? I call this, people coming about was a new African century. Man, I called that shit back in 2005, okay? Down to the steps what it needed, what they actually needed to actually ascend to where they wanted to go, right? I was actually talking to them about the steps they needed to make back then, not now. Back then, I was talking to them, not you. I've seen this shit, okay? They were talking about this shit back in 2003 about AFRICOM and the Sahel. This shit is not new, okay? I've been telling you guys, I've been showing you guys this shit for the past fucking, really for the past 10 years. I've been talking about this shit, okay? In fact, really since 2013. It's not new. I gave you the whole blueprint of what they're actually fighting against. What the neocons are actually fighting against, okay? Anyhow, let me get out of here. Everybody talk about, well, I already knew. Motherfucker, you wasn't on here actually giving up the game, okay? Where's your shit? I got a whole track record of this stuff. Where's your shit? I want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They have time. They have to build a space station and web application for Jeff Bezos and must connect to Hong Kong. Okay, they receive traffic from Port 80. I want to hear this shit. It's like everything else, man. You know, I'm an old gym rat, man. Okay? I'm an old gym rat. Talk don't mean shit. What means something when you get on the motherfucking court and put up some shots. Either the game is there, or the game is not there. If you ain't on the court, all this shit that you saying, what you could have, might have, would have done, don't mean stuff. Once you get on the court, you start dribbling, you put up that first shot, everybody knows. Within your first 10 shots, everybody knows who you are. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. I'm going to make way for AB. I'm gonna get me something to sip on, and I might join him later. Okay. But I actually wanted to put this one out because I'm tired of that shit, man. Low IQ experts, dumb bastards. Anyway, let me go before I get myself in trouble. I already know this ain't gonna be monetized, so that's
Muzyka Denis 7.